Good afternoon, everyone. Romney Smith at WTOC for The News Now. This is our digital newscast giving you quick updates of stories that we're working on for you right now. We are on a lot of different platforms that include social media like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, also over-the-top platforms like Amazon Fire and Roku, and, of course, our website, WTOC.com, as well as the WTOC apps. Free, by the way, Android and iPhone. So right now we continue to follow the mass shooting that happened overnight in California, killing more than 12 people at this time. Authorities in Thousand Oaks, California said several people have been killed, including a sheriff's sergeant at a bar and country music venue after a gunman opened fire inside on Wednesday night. 12 people were killed. The Ventura County Sheriff, Jeff Dean, said Sergeant Ron Helis responded to the scene and was shot after he entered the building. Helis died at a hospital early Thursday morning. And this is a picture of the shooter, 28-year-old Ian David Long. He actually served in the Marine Corps. At this time, investigators do not know his motive for carrying out the mass shooting inside the club.
It appears he walked up to the scene. He shot the security guard that was standing outside. He stepped inside. It appears that he turned to the right and shot several of the other security and employees there, and then began opening fire inside the nightclub. The weapon used in this horrific shooting was a Glock 21 .45 caliber handgun. The handgun is designed to hold, in California, 10 rounds and one in the chamber. This weapon did have a extended magazine on it. We do not know at this time how many rounds were actually in the weapon or how many rounds the magazine could actually hold, because it's still being processed as part of the evidence.
Officers added they believe the suspect shot himself since he was found dead. We will have more on this story as soon as we learn more details. Switching gears to a local story, WTOC investigative anchor Elizabeth Rollins is working on an interesting story about real estate and why we are not a hot spot in Georgia, though it seems the rest of the state is. Here's a preview.
Elizabeth Rollins here in the WTOC newsroom. I'm working on an investigation that airs at 6 o'clock tonight. I'm looking at the housing market along the coast. If you know, as you know, many markets like Atlanta, other cities have a very hot market. It's a seller's market. Homes are on the market for just a few days and they're selling. That's not the case here along the coast, along Georgia, South Carolina, many areas. So I'm looking into that and looking for an explanation. We talked to some homeowners, also why they're sitting on the market for months and months. Some even have been on the market for years. We'll break that down and how weather may be playing a role.
Another story we're following closely, our Meredith Parker is in Jasper County, sitting in on the trial of the man accused of being involved in the death of WTOC anchor Dawn Lagana. That crash also injured 3 people. Here's her story.
Hi, digital friends. Yes, I am in Jasper County as we wait to hear from this jury. They've been in deliberation for about 3 hours now. Now, we broke for lunch at 1 p.m. after waiting, so I'm about to head back in there after lunch to see if the jury has reached a verdict. And once we do find that out, we are going to bring that to you online and on air. With any updates that we might have, Cleveland Coleman is being charged with 3 counts of DUI causing great bodily harm, as well as 1 count of DUI causing the result of death. He is being charged responsible for the crash that killed one, WTOC's Dawn Lagana, and injured 3 others. And just across the Talmadge Bridge, that is why we are here in Jasper County and it is being tried here. So once we get any more details, we've been following this all week. We'll continue to follow it today and bring those details to you as soon as possible. For now, I'm going to head inside and we'll let you know. Bye.
And of course, we are following all things election related because all of the votes still haven't been counted. If you go to our website, WTOC.com, you can catch up on the very latest stories that we have posted. So far today, Brian Kemp resigned as Secretary of State and is now working with Governor Deal on his transition into power. However, his Democratic candidate, Stacey Abrams, her legal team, says she will not resign and concede the race until all votes are counted. And if you're wondering what vote she's talking about, specifically she's talking about provisional, military, and overseas votes that are still coming in right now. I'm working on that story and we'll have a full breakdown for you tonight at 4 p.m. All right, I have some comments in the section. Dana Bertagnoli, I hope I said that right, says, shameful what's happening in this country in reference to the shooting that happened in California that killed 12 people. A former Marine is actually the person that law enforcement has arrested. Actually, no, they didn't. He was found dead, pardon me, of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. At this time, they are thinking that he committed suicide. Again, that happening overnight in California. Of course, they're on Pacific time. Most of us were asleep, but we all woke up to that news, learning that 12 people in Thousand Oaks, California, at a venue that has country music concerts often, 12 people gunned down. The suspect dead at this point in time. Officials still looking for motives, so of course, yes, that is incredibly sad. In reference to Meredith's story, Sandra Curtis weighing in saying, I miss Don, loved watching him. I, of course, came after he had passed away, but there are several members here, team members and the news staff, who absolutely love him. They share great memories of him, and a lot of you watched him and loved him as well. So we are certainly keeping a very close eye on the Coleman trial because we want to know what will happen, and certainly a lot of people want justice for Don. All right, guys, let's see. Barbie and Rose saying, thank you for sharing these updates, Romney. Thank you for watching. We certainly appreciate you guys taking a few minutes just to tune in the afternoon to get a count of everything that's going on locally. Nicole Adise saying, hello. Hello, right back at you. Certainly appreciate that. And Tracy Griffin saying, I don't understand what took so long for this to come to trial. That's something we've also been looking into. But again, if you watched our story yesterday, the man involved, Coleman, says he was not actually the driver and said he wouldn't have been driving because of his past with having a suspended license. But of course, different people are arguing that he was the one driving that did injure those 3 people and kill Don Lagana. So we are in court getting the very latest. You definitely want to tune in tonight starting at 5 to get the down low on everything that happened in court today. All right, guys, we have a lot to work on. I am covering the whole Kemp Abrams controversy and all the developments today. That's at 4 o'clock, so I got to go finish working on that. I will see you later on WTOC.